G'day everybody, Nick Dingle here again for part 18 of our video series, Super Mario Bros. In Construct 2. Quick apology, I'm sorry it took so long to get this video out, but real life has gotten in the way of my work life, and I'm sorry guys, those come first. And we're finally ready to add some sound and some music to our Construct game. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to go down to the description of the video, you're going to click on the first link, which is going to be, as always, a zip file to all your resources for this video. This one is sfx.zip, sfx short for sound effects. Alright, open up this zip file once you've got it downloaded. Okay, open up your project folder at the same time, and I want you to drag that folder in there, or however hell you get your folders in there. I'm going to close the zip, and we're good to go. Before I actually get into importing these sounds and music, I want to explain something just very quickly. I've obviously got a music folder and a sounds folder. Hopefully they're fairly straightforward. Music's for the background, sounds are for actions and things happening on the screen. But what you may notice is that everything is doubled up. Okay, there's two 1-ups, there's two browser falls, there's two coins, etc, etc. The reason for that is Construct needs two formats. It needs the first one, M4A, which is actually called an AAC file, and it needs an OGG file, so it can support as many browsers as possible while playing your game. Alright, I'm actually going to put 3 more links in my video description, one about AAC, one about OGG, and the third one is the Construct page about why it needs 2 files. The best way to actually work with audio is just to have one of them, which is a WAV file, and when you import it into Construct, it automatically converts it to the 2 different file formats. But unfortunately, the original WAV files that I got for Super Mario Bros., and also I'm going to credit that, so there'll be another link, 5th one. The original file I got was not a good bit rate, and it meant that Construct couldn't convert it to both file formats. So I've just done that for you, and we're ready to go. Okay, so I'm going to close that. I'm done talking about it. Let's get it into our project. I'm going to minimize my object folders just so it's nice and tidy. And we're going to have a look down here. We've got 2 folders, sounds and music. Now it's really important you know the difference between these two and you use them the way they're supposed to be used. Firstly, sound is obviously designed just for sound effects and small audio clips, because what happens is when the game loads up, anything in this sounds folder only is preloaded. So that means it actually downloads the audio files and stores them in memory, I suppose you can say, or in a cache. And then when it goes to play them, it just plays what it has in its memory. Alright, so you can imagine the files should be small and they should be nice and quick and light. In the music folder, however, it's designed for more hefty files, so larger ones that are going to play for longer. And the difference is the musics aren't downloaded when the game is played. What does happen actually is that it streams it. So think of it as a YouTube video or some kind of online song, and it actually will stream the audio as your game is playing. That way it doesn't use too much memory, and it's actually a lot quicker. Alright, so make sure you get your right files in the right folders. So let's bring in the sounds first. You right click on it, import sounds, and it's going to ask you what folder it comes from. Now I'm already in my SFX folder because I was playing around with it before. I'm going to go straight to sounds, Control A on the keyboard to select everything you see, and I'm just going to hit open. Now you can see, generally speaking, it says importing WAV files is recommended. It will encode it to OGG and AAC. However, as you can tell, we've got the AAC and the OGG automatically there. They've all got ticks on them though, which means they're all going to be brought in. And the last thing is the quality you want to select. Now we're just going to leave it at the lowest quality because Mario's sounds aren't the highest quality to begin with. So just leave it at lowest quality. Generally, if you had a really high quality like audio track, you'd want to look at the best quality, but have a think of how big your game is going to be. Okay, so I'm going to click import. Hopefully we get successful on all of them. Yep, go OK. And you can see them all here. Now you can do almost anything to these files like you can do in the other one. So you can right click, you can delete, you can rename, you can open, etc, etc. Let's bring in the music, people. So right click, import music. Same thing, but let's go to the music folder. Control A, hit the open and import. Don't worry about the quality because again they're not high quality sounds and music, and go OK. So we're pretty much ready to go. The last thing that we're going to need to do is we need to bring in a new object type to actually play these sounds. So I want to go up to the MISC folder. Okay, I'm going to right click on this bad boy and insert a new object like we've always done, and this guy is named audio. He allows you just to play music and sounds within your Construct 2 project. hit insert. You don't need to name him. Just like function or keyboard, you can see it's available to the entire project. You only need one of them. You can play any sound or any music from this guy here. You can actually play multiple sounds at the same time, so you don't need to stress about adding more than one. That's it. Okay, so to attack this bad boy, what we're going to do, I'm going to do it sort of an event sheet at a time, and we're going to do the music last, because it's easier to test if your sounds work without music playing over the top of everything as you go. So we're going to start in the Mario event sheet. Okay, I'm going to scroll at the top so you can sort of see where I am. And the first thing we're going to do is we're just going to attack these function ones. So anytime you need a sound to play, you add in the function or the action we're about to do. So let's start with the grow. So this is when Mario picks up a mushroom. You know, it does a doodle-doodle-doodle sound. It was a very good imitation. So I'm just going to quickly hit add action underneath all of the actions we've already got. We're going to go to audio first. Okay, and then we've got all these different actions we can choose from. Now, we're not going to do effects at all in this video, but I suggest you have a look at them because they're quite interesting. We're going to deal with mainly these two, play at object and play. Okay, we are going to bring in stop as well, but the main ones are obviously play at object and play. So play at object is a really good way of playing a sound at a particular position in your game, because you might have something that's slightly off screen, you might have something that should be playing, you know, in different objects at the same time and give different volume levels. Okay, and then this overall play here is just play. Don't play at a position, just play over the top of the world. So you can probably guess this is for sound effects, this is for music. So let's just do the first one, which is going to be the grow sound at play at object. Okay, and there's lots of different parameters we've got here, and I'll go through them, but I'm just going to do the two primary parameters to start with. The audio file we need, and I'm going to change that to power up. That's the original name for it, and the object that it's going to play on top of. So Mario, enter. Now, as for all these other properties, I'll quickly go through, and we're not really going to use them though. The loop is obviously when it finishes playing the sound, do you want to play it again? That's really for music. Volume is if you want to increase the volume because the original sound is a little bit soft or it's too loud, you can actually go a negative value. And it's all based on decibels. So as it says, -10 is half as loud. And then 10 would be half as louder. Alright, inner and outer angle are just basically whether or not, you know, how big the sound is going to play. Okay? So is it going to be a massive sound? Where is it going to come from? Is it only going to play in a certain direction? You'll have to play with those. I'm not going to deal with them. And same with gain. Tag we're going to use slightly for the music, but not right now. It's very interesting. It's basically naming a sound or music that you're playing to use it as a reference in the future. Okay? Not going to worry about that. I'll explain them all when we get there. Just choose your audio file, select your object, hit done, and make sure that it's the first thing that happens. Generally speaking, it's going to be the first thing that happens in your project. Okay? Because you want to play the sound as soon as they hit that, hit the mushroom. You don't want it to wait until the animation's done and then play the sound. It's just going to be stupid. Alright, now I've gone on and on and on. We're going to do this lots and lots and lots, people. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this action here, Control C, and I'm just going to paste it wherever we need it and modify it as we go. So the next one, this is where Mario shrinks. I want to paste there, drag it up the top, and let's edit that bad boy. So double click on him, and the sound you actually play when Mario is big, he gets hit and shrinks down, it's actually a pipe sound. It took me so freaking long to figure that out, and I feel so stupid for not knowing it. But that's what you should be doing, playing the pipe sound when that happens. Okay? And then the last one we're really going to do is when Mario dies. Okay? So right here, he's dead. So let's paste, and let's find Mario dies. Put that at the top. Okay? That's pretty much it, to be completely honest. But the only one we haven't added, and you might have guessed, is Mario's jump sound. Okay, when he runs along and he jumps. So we need, and there's actually two different sounds. There's one for a big Mario and one for a small Mario. So I'm going to minimize this group and this group. I'm actually going to add a new group. I'm going to call it Mario Misc. Alright, and I'm going to add a sub-event to it. And it's just going to be Mario on jump. Second thing, another sub-event to check if he's big or not. So click on this bad boy and press S. Mario, Boolean variable, is big. Perfect. So if he's big, we're going to play a sound. And I'm just going to hit Control V to paste here. And just modify that to the jump sound. But this is the big jump sound, so make sure you pick super. Like so. Alright, click here and press X for an else. Then we paste and change it to jump small. And that's done. Now, I actually want to test this a little bit, so let's try and play the game with Mario running along, jumping around a little bit, and let's kill him, just to make sure most of those sounds work. Because after this, I don't want to test every sound that we do, because I'll be here for bloody ever. So let's just do this event sheet first. Come here, game. No sound yet. What's going on? Okay, so sometimes you get this. I had this just before, where it wasn't playing properly. So I'm going to do it again. There you go. For some reason, it only does it. I love it. There you go. And I'm going to stop that so it doesn't play in the background. But for some reason, the first time you run it, it doesn't, I think, load all the songs and sounds properly. So you do it again a second time, it just seems to kick into gear. Don't ask me why. It's actually happened a couple of times to me. Alright, the next event sheet, guys, we're going to deal with is, let's just go to items. Okay, and the only sound we need to add here is going to be the coin sound. So I'm going to paste, bring it up, and change it to coin. Now we're going to leave it as Mario, because when Mario hits the coin and the Mario are going to be in the same position, so it's not going to make a big difference what we play it on. Okay, and let's now move on to blocks, because that's the items done. The mushroom one's already handled, because when Mario grows, Alright, so let's expand item block if you haven't already. And I'm looking at this event right here. So when Mario collides with the item block and it produces an item. Alright, so I'm going to set an actual, what am I going to do? I'm just going to paste and I'm going to change it to bump. Okay, the object this time, however, is going to be the item block. I'm actually going to use the proper one for this. Put it at the top. I'm going to copy this one. Okay, so Control C and paste it here. Oh, actually, no. That should be fine. But I need to add a little bit of extra code here. I realized at the beginning. What actually happens here is when Mario hits it, it's only going to play the sound when there are items in it. So we're going to add an else to it if we can. No, we can't. Okay, so we're going to have to add a whole new sub-event here, people, and it's going to be quick. So, copy this, paste it. I know how butt ugly that looks, I am sorry. And I'm going to tear this code apart. I'm going to go delete. Okay, so I'm just left with those two conditions there. I'm sorry that was actually really bad, I'm sorry. I'm going to change this to equals 0. Now I'm just going to paste, oh my god, I had all the code. I'm just going to paste the same sound as the action here. So what I've just effectively done is if there's more than one item, it's going to play the bump sound. If there are no items, it's still going to play the bump sound like you're headbutting the underneath of the block. Okay, so that's why I had to go to all that effort to put that in there. We're going to do the exact same thing for the breakable blocks. However, he's going to be a lot easier, thank God. Okay, so this is where you headbutt a breakable block. If we have items, play the bump sound. But just make sure you change to a breakable block. Otherwise, the sound may not play at all. Okay, I'm going to copy that action. Alright. And we're going to come down here. And this is when Mario is small and he headbutts an empty block. You just play the normal bump sound. Okay, however, if he's a big Mario, he's going to break the thing apart. So here, we're going to change the sound. Okay, so change it from bump to break block. Okie doke. So with all those done, we actually have one more thing to change in this event sheet, and that's when the items get created by our item blocks. Because you get a coin sound when you get a coin, and you get a mushroom sound when you get a mushroom. So up here, under item block functions, this is where we create a mushroom, this is where we create a coin, this is where we're going to do the sounds. So let's paste here, and we're going to edit the sound and the object. So the sound for this guy, he was the mushroom, so let's go to power up appears. And the object is the fake mushroom. Same thing with the coin. Copy, paste. but we're going to change obviously to a coin and to the fake coin. So the sound is coin, type in fake, select coin. Save, because you should always save. That's the block event sheet done. So the next one is Mr. Goomba. So if you need more time, I suggest you pause the video and hop on over to Goomba when you're ready. We're going to play two sounds. The Goomba gets squished, that's one sound. The Goomba gets hit by a shell, or Mario hits him up underneath a block, that's a second sound. So the one where we headbutt a block and the Goomba dies and flips upside down, that's your second sound. Okay, so the first one's here. This is where we squish the Goomba. So I'm going to paste, drag it up, and modify the sound and the object. So the sound is going to be stomp, and the object, let's just do the Goomba, because he's the one being squished. Alright, and I'm going to copy that because we need to do it one more time, and it's on the Goomba hit function right here. So paste your action, but it's not the stomp sound, okay? This one is actually the kick sound. Alright, when a shell hits a Goomba, it plays a different sound to when Mario stomps on top of him. So make sure you get those two sounds in place, and we're going to move on to the Koopa Troopa sheet. Very similar to the Goomba, in fact. Now I need to just find the events that we're going to do it in. The first one is when Mario steps on top of him. So that's this one here, because we're setting the animation to dead. Okie dokie. So add an action. Okay, what am I doing? Paste. So let's change the sound, or the object. Actually, the stomp is fine. We're going to change it to a Koopa. Okay. And then the second one we're going to change is just here, when Mario lands on him and kicks the shell the other way. So paste here. You'll see we've only got the two actions here. Let's edit the sound to kick. And that is the Koopa Troopa done. I'm just going to save to make sure I don't lose anything. And we're on to the second last, well technically the third last, but the second last set of sounds. So let's go to pipes. And this is when Mario goes into a pipe. And that's pretty much it. So I want you to paste your action here, and the sound and the, obviously the action needs to change. The sound is going to be pipe. And now as for the object, it's not going to know what pipe at this point. So I'm just going to make it Mario. For this one, guys. Play the pipe sound with Mario. Alright. And then etc, etc, etc. So, believe it or not, we are incredibly close to finished. We now need to get the music working. This is all the sound effects done, except for I've included a lot of sound effects that we won't use in this project, because you might want to finish this game off and include like the Bowser levels and things like that. So those audio are included. But the main thing is the music. Now, music is generally specific to the level you're playing. Okay? So be careful where you put the music. Action. Now, event sheet 1, I'm going to say, is very specific to level 1, because if I click on level 1, event sheet 1 is the main event sheet. So when you get to level 2, make sure you make a new event sheet and it's event sheet 2, because you want to play different music each time. Now the action is quite simple. So we're going to go to system, well the event is quite simple. On the start of the layout, we're going to play the ground theme. So let's go to audio, okay, and make sure you choose this one down in general. Okay, otherwise it's going to be positioned and you'll lose your music after a while. The audio file is just simply, where are you? Ground theme. Alright, we're going to make sure it's looping. Don't change the volume, I think it's a pretty good volume. But for the tag, I want to tag it as music, because there's going to be a couple of times where we want to stop playing the music at different points. Okay, so bear that with me, and I'm just going to go done there. And you know what? Let's test this bad boy out. We should have a fair bit of sound working. Let me grab my tab. Okay, once again, I think I'm going to have to replay the game. Oh yeah. You can see one problem already. When we die, the music doesn't stop. Alright. Sounds are not going very well. And the second problem, I'm stuck. I'll have to move my exit. Stop. Okay, so you can see there's a fair few things we need to fix up there, and also a couple of issues that I'll talk about later. But the first thing we need to do is when Mario dies, okay, so we're going to go to the Mario sheet, And we're going to go to functions. When he dies, we don't want the music to play in the background anymore. So I'm going to add an action. I'm going to go to audio, and this is where the tags are going to come in. I'm going to go to stop, and if you don't specify what you want to stop, it's going to stop the last sound played. Chances are it's the first sound played. So in the tag, you simply put music, and that's going to come first. Alright, so it stops the music, and then Mario dies. Okay, so that's the good part. So we can quickly test that. Once again, I'm going to have to double play it because I keep closing the tab for some reason. Because I'm being a nong. Where are we? There you are. No, what are you doing? Get back here. I've noticed there's a little bug where it does not play the sound at the top. Now, that's pretty good. Okay, it plays the music, stops the music, plays the sound. I think we need a little bit of a gap between here. It's up to you guys. I want you to add it yourself and tinker around. Now, we need to go back to, what is it, the pipes event sheet, because when Mario goes underground in the pipe, it changes to a different tune. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do on the move to exit pipe, we're going to add the action to stop the music again. So stop music. Okay, now what that's going to do is when he comes out the exit pipe, he's going to stop playing. Okay, and then we're going to decide what music to play after that. So when we when we come out of the pipe, it's going to play the underground theme. Okay, and then when we go back up into the world, it's going to play the ground theme again. So what we're going to do, this is actually where we're going to do it. Okay, this is not the best solution for this, by the way. There's probably better ways of doing this, but you know what? I'm keeping it simple. The best solution would be on our pipe exit object is to add a property of what song's going to play when you exit that pipe. So for the underground ones, you would obviously set it to a value which is underground, and you would check that. And for the ground ones, so the above world ones, you'd have it as a different value, which is the ground theme, or even, you know, it could be the castle theme or something different again. This is just for this project and keeping it simple, so we don't have to add much code. So add an action here. We're going to go to audio. We're going to go to play, just like we did before. We're going to play the underground theme this time, and we're going to go to music. And the reason I add it there is because when we disable the camera, that's when we're underground. Now that's not going to work for undergrounds again, which have a camera that moves, so it's not a fixed underground. Alright, I'm sorry guys, but these are just getting things done. And then when we re-enable the camera, we're going to start playing the ground theme again. Okay, so I am actually going to test that. Let's just move Mario all the way up to one of our exit pipes. Get up there. And let's go down. Yeah. Okay, so that works. Get in there. Nice. Okie doke. The last thing that we need to do is the timer. So when the timer gets to 100 seconds, it plays a warning and the music then plays faster. Okay, this part I love. I love doing this one. So we're going to go to the world event sheet, guys. And most of what we're doing is going to be under time. Alright, so as you can see, we're already checking if there's no time left. If there's none, we kill Mario. Okay, but we're going to add a whole new sub-event to check if the world time is at 100. So let's go to system, let's go to compare variable, what is it, world time is equal to 100, and we're going to do the trigger once trick again. So I'm going to add another condition with C, system, and just type in the word trigger. So when it's at 100 and it triggers once, we're going to stop the music first of all. Okay, and music. The second thing we're going to do is play the warning. So let's go to audio and let's go play, and there's warning down the bottom. Now I'm actually going to give this a tag, and we're going to use the tag a different way again. So warning, beautiful. And then I'm going to add one more sub event. So this is going to stop the music and it's going to play the warning. When the warning has finished, we want to restart the audio at a faster pace. So I'm going to add another sub event here. Well, actually, I might do it in event sheet 1. And the reason I do it here is because we want to control what theme is being played. Now, I know I stuffed that up a little bit with the pipes, but as I said, a little bit more code could fix that. But let's add a sub event here. Let's go to audio and let's go to on ended. So when the warning has ended, we're going to restart the theme. So copy this bad boy. And let's go to audio again. Type in playback. This is what we want. So tag is music. Playback rate at 1.2. Okay? I reckon that'd be pretty darn good. Now, that means we probably should do a little bit more code in pipes for if he comes out of a pipe, it plays faster. I want to leave it up to you guys, okay? I'm doing a lot of coding here, so have a shot at it. Now, to test this, what I'm going to do, where I've got set world time to 400, I'm going to change that just for now to 105. Hopefully, when we hit play, watch the timer. Oh yeah, double paste. And with all those I'm going to change that back to 400. And with me, you know, disregarding all the little pipe things and all that stuff, I'm sorry guys, I'd love for you to give it a go, okay? But this project is getting enormous. That actually brings us to the end of part 18, and in the next video we're going to do lots of bug fixes, polishing and fixing as much stuff as we possibly can in video 19, and video 20 is going to be our flagpole video and bring us to the very end of the series. And I just want to thank you for watching today. If you want to like, subscribe and comment, you know where they are down the bottom there. I'd love to hear from you guys. But right now, thank you for everybody who's been active and involved, and thank you for your patience. I will see you in the next video, everybody. Ta-ta for now.